table this time around, as TT do use that as their final ban. Strive locks in instantly the Corki.
Yeah, taking it away from UCal, and I think Strive has had overall better performances on it. Massive play coming out of him from the start of the split, and that's how he debuted. So glad to see him back on this pick. Something, again, that does give, you know, agency with the package around these neutrals. And already for RA, it might be a very different game as you're talking about, Mazel. This opens things up and goes a bit more standard for RA at the start of the draft.
Will be the Jinx as standard comes here for TT, and powerful pickup for Puff as he did perform beautifully on that pick last time around. See if that ADC focus continues where for RA, if they want to fall back on that Aphelios from last game that I did have some good performances on. But here for TT, we're looking what the focus is going to be. They were able to pick up that Lee Sin last time around, was pivotal in them finding the wins, but this is just the same. It is that shot calling jungler that says, I want to go in, and we go in.
Okay, so Hecarim has been really big recently, and you're right, it's all about going in, great skirmishing and team fight presence and engage itself. Orianna pairs with this so nicely, and in multiple regions we have been seeing this being a duo. Both these mid laners have played a decent amount of Orianna in their career, so I wonder if RA are going to just lock up the bottom lane, maybe get an early support with the Aphelios being expected. Something like the Thresh here still up and available. Yuyan Zhao, he had a pretty rough game on the Nautilus in game one, but it gives the team some engage. Or if you take away a mid lane here and kind of accept the fact that you can, you know, pull yourself a support in second phase. None of them. Forget all of them. Excuse me, we have a Corki. What the hell am I saying? They've got a Corki. It doesn't matter. I'm thinking it's going topside like I've been watching Maple this whole time, dude. Absolutely off my rocker. Jungle makes more sense.
I loved your point about the Thresh, though. I feel like that is integral for RA, but they leave it up for the second phase where we saw it banned by TT last time around. So I really would have liked to see that security come down there for Yuyanja and iBoy. Will not be so, as Gragas picked up for the second game in a row by TT.
Okay, well, Gragas in the top side now. We're going to see, I'm not sure if we're going to see a similar matchup. Things like the Renekton's still up and available, but usually in the early phases, Gragas doesn't do too bad into it. We were surprised to see that Cube managed the wave state so well, and I like this ban. This is what we're talking about, Mazel. Orianna taken from UCal when they don't have a mid laner with got such good engage now built up. It's a must go, and I think other things in the mid lane that I'd start getting rid of, the Vex from Rare Adam has to be the final ban, because I can see that pivoting so nicely into the TT comp.
Yeah, and it sets up beautifully for that combo between Leyan and Strive. They actually go for the Nautilus grab as the ban for TT, so don't want to give Yuyanja that tool yet again.
Again, I didn't like him in game one on it, but I think still has to be respected. Victor goes. Vex is up and available, but is UCal that kind of player? From what I know about UCal as well, things like the Zoe always sit true, and maybe the Veigar as well, as we start seeing it more and more on 12.2.
Been seeing it pop up aplenty here. We're going to get it in our first series of the night here in the LPL. Very exciting stuff to see UCal pilot that one against the Corki of Strive. Again, we put a lot of focus on these two mid laners to be cornerstones for their team, and here we go. Big carry potential coming into the second game for both of them here, as well as a lot of scaling options there. Sion comes through, and the Thresh insta lock in. So Rare Adam get everything they wanted.
Yeah, the Thresh that you and I were talking about a little bit before, seeing a Sion top, this gets picked up because they've already got the Gragas, right? If you flex an early topside tank, things like the Janna top would come through as SouthWind. Okay, my dude.
Let's go! Oh, I'm so excited. I've been seeing so much of this Blitzcrank. I know it's a very different environment, but we've been seeing a ton of Blitzcrank in the Academy seed and in A, and getting to see SouthWind on it after that first game performance. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Hysterics. Rightfully so, you're here. We got the double hype man for it too.
Yeah, dude. I mean, two hook champions. Which hook's going to land? That's going to decide it in a lot of the cases. I want to look at comps here quickly. For RA, it feels like a simple front to back. We've got a big tank up in that top lane in Cube. And again, you talk about range when you have Corki in the game. Aphelios as well adds that kind of advantage with Thresh playing pivot. On the other side, really good pick potential, actually. I look at the side of TT, and with their new players, with Veigar, who's going to be running Predator, Chieftain as well, they have a lot of good repositioning, and what's the word I'm looking for? A lot of pivoting themselves, but Blitzcrank adds in so much more to the layer. And pick potential followed by some pretty decent scaling themselves. I'm excited for this one because I feel like TT's draft can pivot quite a lot here. Where RA's, it's so simple. We just want to see them get in a good position with Strive and iBoy, with Cube being an absolute unit.
All I'm saying right now, because my big brain analysis is if SouthWind is not using the Blitz and Crank skin, I'm going to be upset. That's my analysis. Sheriff, you got to hold me to it.
Is that the new one? Is that the new Blitzcrank skin?
That's the one with the 2 cats in it. It's piloted by 2 cats. But we'll see as we're kicking ourselves off here of this second game. Rare Adam need to find something in this series, need to find a win here to try and build that confidence for themselves. But TT, they smash a return win in game number 1, and here they are threatening to close out our first series. RA going with some cheesiness on level 1.
And I'm so sorry, dude. It's Blitzcrank, which is kind of OP. This skin wasn't enabled in competitive play for quite a while as the ward misses the brush SouthWind.
No, I think it made it. Wait, did it? I don't know.
No,
maybe it didn't.
I don't think it did. It was on the edge, but it's actually gone into the visuals that show it. iBoy and Leyan are going to get spotted out in River. Mazel, SouthWind, like, Blitzcrank is such an OP skin. You can barely see the hook. And I'm actually kind of surprised it is enabled. So, yeah. No wish there for you. I'm sorry. On the
Hey, I wanted to see 2 cats piloting a hook champion, but you know what? I'll settle for the Blitzcrank of SouthWind as long as we're getting those spicy hooks. We will not see anything come to fruition for RA at that level 1. We do see them focusing Leyan up towards this top side of the map for his start. So we will have opposite side starts for both jungles.
New just trying to be a nuisance. He's been watching a lot of the Shy apparently and how he's played his Gragas and his Gwen in the top lane. So opposite sides you mentioned. And again, just let's run quickly through the game because UCal has taken Predator here on the Veigar in the mid lane. A lot of running down with the Event Horizon and synergizes so well with the Hecarim. I've seen games where we've had a Shirelia's Veigar mid. Now, I'm not going to put any hope here. I think it might be more towards the standard build of Everfrost. And we just have to watch out how that mid 2v2 comes through because there's a lot of CC and a lot of surprising early access to burst if Strive gets caught out.
In this bottom lane, I know we're focusing very heavily on it, but it's so funny to see the back and forth because, you know, both sides have the hook. So it's like, okay, how much can we pressure? How much can we fake out the other side? And then once they realize that they're getting faked out, like, okay, let's pressure. Let's see what happens. Yeah. It's just such a wonderful back and forth as SouthWind goes for the hook again, misses the second one. But this is definitely where our eyes are going to be early on because there's such volatility down here towards this bottom side.
That is true, you know, and Leyan and Chieftain, the kind of junglers that can make early access to the bottom lane. Especially with Leyan pathing down towards the bottom lane, Chieftain's going to be on the opposite side of the map. So further to your point, it is all about those hooks that land. And as a Blitzcrank, if you miss the first couple of hooks, I will say you get demoralized very quickly. So, you know, a lot of mana taken already. Is that from personal
experience? Or?
Yeah, dude. I'll speak
I heard a little bit of pain in your thought process there.
Any Blitzcrank will relate to that, man. Any Blitzcrank will understand what it's like to miss your hooks, and the enemy team is suddenly in your head. So 0 for 2 right now. Chat, I hope you're keeping a tally wherever you are.
Oh no! We're just gonna have them count how many times we need to throw SouthWind under the bus. We're gonna keep a tally, I guess. We do see a huge wave crashing to the top side. Chieftain up this way. I would expect no dive to come this early, especially against the Sion, but could be something that TT are looking for because Chieftain always looking for the early aggression, as we've seen.
Yeah, he is. I don't think he'll find anything up in the top lane against the Sion. Having said that, Cube at half HP. And as the wave crashes in, still almost a 10 CS lead. Much better line as the grab!
Immediately flashed away by iBoy. That was the Ignite also burned by SouthWind here. So they have flashes. Clint's still available on Puff. This dive is going to be very difficult as they get the split focus. Puff almost dies. He survives though. No, he does not. iBoy gets the kill. First blood to RA.
I guess you can. No hook available. Event Horizon lands short as well. And I was wondering if the dive would be successful, but I love the targeting from Leyan. Straight on the AD carry. I think Cube's okay in the top lane. I'm more concerned about SouthWind.
He steps up, but does have the little knock-up to get him out of there.
That's
now
flash.
He's looking for the aggression because you have the rocket grab the flash, but flashed by Yuyanja. Now he's stuck in the box, and no, it's not the box from Thresh, but it's from Veigar. And another kill goes down, but this time it's for TT.
And do you know what's so pleasing about that is another interaction I hadn't mentioned where Event Horizon goes up and Chieftain just knocked them into the wall. It's a free stun, and that's why this mid-jungle duo works so well together. And with Yukao getting a kill on his side after the play goes horribly for the dive, it's a nice little resurgence for TT, considering they're able to push the massive wave in. And as we look at the replay here, Mazel, I mean, SouthWind started with a really good hook, but
minion.
doesn't even take the time. It didn't matter, though.
Yeah,
it didn't matter, though, because SouthWind and Puff, remember, SouthWind does nothing once his cooldowns are down. And Puff is a level 2 Jinx where Yuya Zhao was able to juggle the turret aggro. iBoy just walks up and gets a kill for himself, so bit of an advantage for the bottom lane, but the fact that Yukao got a response kill means gold's still even, and you've now got to worry about a sorcery shoes this early on from the level 5 Veigar.
Yeah, the Predator going to be scary as the speed from TT. Definitely going to be something to be worried about. Predator popped the mid lane. Speaking of, Strive under tower. They decide not to go for it. Devastating charge away from Chieftain. That would have been a little bit crazy to go under there, but they did almost do so. SouthWind now making his way to mid lane as the first roam of the game comes off from the TT bot lane. Yeah,
I think Strive still safe in this lane for now, and SouthWind already burnt the flash there in the engage down in the bottom lane before, so no shenanigans to be had any further as ulti from Cube.
Yeah,
hang on a minute.
Unstoppable force there. Chieftain on his way up here. There's no help for Cube. Chieftain just goes back to get the rest of the Krugs. New makes it out alive. It's a little bit close for comfort, but Chieftain is here to back him up.
New body slammed mid decimating smash from Cube, and that's why he wasn't able to get out of the trade. I think he has Time Warp Tonic up in this top lane, or at least it is a Gragas, so we know with his passive he's healing anyway. Cube's going to be able to push the wave, but New still going to be up about 15 CS up here. So still going pretty well, Mazel, in the early game for TT. I guess everywhere except bottom lane.
Yeah, I guess so, right? We were like, oh, this second game, we're getting all the bodies down in bot lane. Well, we did get a little bit, Leyan making his way down there, but now it's on to the objectives as first Dragon started up by RA and will be secured, much to SouthWind's chagrin down here. You have Chieftain here as well. Maybe they catch iBoy. They do again in transition, and he can't get to it. No, he burns down. Puff dies, or Puff gets the kill, and iBoy dies rather. Now you call looking for it onto Strive and Leyan, but they have the blast cone and they will make it out alive.
That was almost a misplay. Let's be very real about that. The trap was laid down and Chieftain goes over the top. So the fact is, Puff gets that last auto off, and a little beautiful transition from TT, getting another kill this time on their AD carry. That kind of brings the gold to a standing even right before the Herald spawns. Right in front of Dragon as RA were the ones to take it away. So in front of the Herald here, Mazel, I'm excited. Yukao's going to have his ulti available. Chieftain just hit 6 as well. There's a lot of big ultimates that change the pace of the game with the burst, with the pick potential we're talking about in draft, that if RA misstep, their window is, oh my god.
Yeah,
is small.
That's not going to be fun as we go further on. You thought you were scaling Strive, well, Yukao can do a lot of the same, and it's already looking a little bit scary. Wind does catch those event horizons, but that's the beauty of the team comp of RA, and especially for Strive himself. The mobility is going to be key, and setting up in those fights is going to be key. As Leyan setting up for the Rift Herald himself, does not realize there's a lot of people from TT up this way. They're actually looking at top lane first. Cube might be a little bit overextended. SouthWind not 6. The cask gets Cube out, but now they turn onto the Rift Herald and onto Leyan, who has Yuyanja and Strive right behind him. Strive with the package available too.
But
want to commit to this fully.
Cube is out of the fight. Cube is not in this fight. He backed away. Ulti available to get there.
The package does get him out though, so that SouthWind hook will not do too much, but does utilize that package. Becca Death Rocket comes through. It will be the onslaught of shadows from Chieftain get out as RA secure the Rift Herald.
But on the other side as well, I was going to say that Puff also didn't commit as the choo-choo train comes down. It's just for the minion wave, Mazel. So Puff stays in lane trying to get the turret plating while Cube gets chunked out, backs away. A 4 for 4, and yeah, they paid the respect of the package, so Chieftain getting caught out in the back a bit has to ult away at the end of that. Nice little win here from RA in the early game, and considering they've already got the Dragon, a much better start. Sorry, it's not, because their start last game was so good. So ignore what I just said. It's a good start again.
Keeping it going. iBoy needs to keep going, though, as he gets the Dark Passage out, rather, and does survive. We did have the swap up of lanes here, and it looks like we might actually be keeping that for now, as Puff taking the Scuttle Crab We'll need to get back there to answer the wave push that Cube is doing, but that's not who you want to answer that. As we saw, there was like 10 fish bones popped into Cube's back, but it didn't do any damage.
Already getting to that point, isn't he? That's what we wanted to see. RA's top laner. He just needs to pick up CS and pick up those items so that he can be, you know, a bit of a fridge in front of the magnet that is TT. So we're moving to 10 minutes in the game, and gold's still even, but I'm waiting for that Herald placement. If I was RA, I would look towards potential of mid or bot. You're definitely not dropping it for a Sion here. So as Leyan is down towards the bottom lane, there's an open opportunity with bottom lane at a standstill. Mazel, I just want gold in Corki or Jinx. Oh, sorry, Aphelios. One of them, man.
Yeah,
that's all you need.
SouthWind still isn't level 6 yet. It's not like the biggest deal, but it's a decent round. That silence is huge, and now Yuka's caught out a little bit. Puff on the transition here. Big rocket grab, and it lands into Leyan, who has to use the Crescent Guard out, but the onslaught of shadows to chase them down, and that's exactly what I wanted from Chieftain, to be that trigger pull. And Yuyanja gets hit by the Mega Death Rocket, will die to Chieftain. New tries to get the cask onto Stride, but does not. Devastating charge available for Chieftain, but doesn't pull the trigger. As TT find yet another kill. Now it's 3-1 in favor.
Love that. All right, we're trying to get out of there, and TT just wouldn't let them. Pick potentials, everything. As Puff's coming down, they want more.
They want to catch Puff here if they can, but Leyan might have stayed a little bit too far. Now it's 3v2. Moonlight Vigil comes away. Leyan onto Chieftain. Now Chieftain trying to get away. And again, I'm starting to hear the yakety sack starting in the background, but it's not stopping just yet. The unstoppable onslaught connects, and Chieftain dies. Now you get the flash over the wall from SouthWind. They got the connection, and he dies too. Cube will come up in zombie mode, and SouthWind dies to it. Cube is still in the fight. They use the Rip Tail. They don't get the tower, and we got chaos, baby.
Yeah, we do. That ult from Cube was gorgeous, but then you got to compliment SouthWind with the flash over, pulling him into the event horizon. But the real winners of that play seem to be RA with first Heart Blood down in the bottom lane, a couple of core kills as well given over. And it's like TT, built with so much momentum with this Veigar and Hecarim, wanted to keep going, but now RA starting on the Dragon, they've got a lot of tools down, like Chieftain's ulti.
Chieftain is here, though. He will be death sentenced, though, and can't really do anything about it. Although Leyan is in there with the Crescent Guard, he gets out with a nice dark passage. And Yuyanja coming up clutch yet again.
So, got two dragons for RA. And all I can say about this game is that, once again, delivering in a very unique way. Mazel, when we were talking in draft, I was telling you a lot about how TT want to operate. It makes sense that it's kind of fight or flight. Again, as we look at this replay, they wanted another pick. Now, they used the Hecarim ulti just before, so Chieftain didn't have this quick engage method, and Leyan was waiting in the brush. So TT had to call off the shots, but I just love this from Cube. Teleports down, ultis against that wall, somehow doesn't hit it, and runs directly into Chieftain. Again, no Hecarim ulti there for the TT jungler, but this from SouthWind, just as sublime. Well, almost. He runs into the Cube, and there's not much to do there. It gets beaten to a pulp.
Yeah, because zombie Sion coming in clean there in the end to help get that tower, get the kills. iBoy in the mid lane now against UCal. Puff arming up the plates on bot side. This has all happened under 13.5 minutes. As Hysterics, we continue to fight towards the top side. Yeah, trying to get the tower here a little bit more, but they just want to get new, and they commit here as well. They're starting to take some tower shots from Cube, but it's going to be a time successful. iBoy somehow got out again, but he dies, and Puff can't get the assist. How does that happen every time? UCal now going to be capitalized onto by Strive, but can he get away? He does not have flash, he does not have anything, and the event horizon will not save you today.
I don't know if I go into a game 3, but I sure as hell know that it's literally trade for trade. Play on the top side, getting the response turret. Puff sitting on the bottom side by himself, and then iBoy caught out once again, moving towards the left wing. We didn't get context on that. There were about 3 different angles to watch. Another turret goes down. Mazel, RA are suddenly up 3,000 gold.
There's like 2 waves crashing into the tower at top side right now, not able to be responded to as well. So just RA whipping out the back row plays here. TT can't keep up.
Cube's lucky not spotted out to the SouthWind. And a back as well
that was
from
blind
Yuyanja.
too.
Well, Okay, replay time. So this is how iBoy got caught out once again. That ulti coming through from Chieftain, doing a lot of work. As iBoy flashes over the wall, he knows he's dead. And the fact that this was close, kind of crazy. That was a crescendo Moonlight Vigil. Oh, it was kind of ridiculous. So, hey, pick again.
Yep, and Strive does have package come over the wall. Not utilizing it yet. Leyan did burn that Crescent Guard. That's a big tool for the teamfight availability of RA. Cube, that fridge, like you were talking about, apparently grew legs and arms, is now just in front of TT. Package utilized by Strive. So far, everybody's just staring down at the fight that can ensue in front of this Rift Herald. We do have Chieftain on the backside. A little bit of vision game in favor of RA as they pull away from that Rift Herald fight.
But now that package isn't available for Soul Point Drag. So for RA, I feel like Strive getting the package early wasn't really the play in front of the second Herald, considering its gold value is not there when we have tier 2 turrets and only two tier 1 standing against TT. They're going to start it off, but RA are coming in.
They're not going to let this go, are they? SouthWind wants to get a hook here, but needs to make sure to hook the right member. Here comes the unstoppable onslaught, though, into the Moonlight Vigil, into the Wombo combo from TT, though. They've turned it around. Now you're getting excited from Puff, and this is exactly what happened last time. You cannot take these front to backs. Cube is now going zombie mode, though, and separating the rest of TT from the fight, but TT somehow making out with 3 bodies alive on each side.
Cube and you, man, the top lane is built a little bit different in this second game. Huge amount of credit to Chieftain's big ulti into the back line as well. Key plays that were made, and I feel like for this series, that team fight was more on edge than anything else, and it was just pure class coming through from pretty certain individuals. We'll talk about that in a second as the replay comes up, but this was a fight that felt like RA were going to take it so easily. As Cube's ulti have had massive value this game.
Here.
Half damage, dude. Huge. As Chieftain with New's explosive cast. Synergy like that doesn't happen too often, so really nice to see out of New, who's had a rough series. And even though the Gragas goes down in the end, even though Herald goes to RA, TT brings some of that value lost in the last play back into their pocket. So as Dragon spawns now, that Herald, I'm not sure I'm too concerned about it, because for TT, they're still pretty strong at this point. We haven't Everfrost on a Veigar, and UCal can chuck someone out.
They don't have Puff here, though, so this is an outmatched fight in favor of RA. Now Puff coming around the bend here to try to meet up with the team. But TT just playing a little bit of chagrin here, keeping in bay Leyan, who now has to pop the Crescent Guard. You see the unstoppable onslaught utilized, but it misses. Big hook on the backside from New. Cass comes out. They can't get to the fight. New over the wall, but he dies to Leyan as the Dragon now started up by RA. Event Horizon will not connect. They want to get Leyan out of the pit, though. Can they do so? Chieftain is now in trouble here. He goes golden, having just bought the stopwatch. The hook onto Leyan. He doesn't have the Crescent Guard. Big onslaught of shadows in the back. But again, you've got to look out for Puff. You've got to look out for UCal. They have the damage. The Dragon goes over to iBoy. And now SouthWind looking for the hook. Can he get anything? Can he be the difference maker? He doesn't. The hook doesn't connect. The Event Horizon will not either. And the rest, oh no, Strive. One shot. The flash from Puff. It's overzealous. And Puff gets burned as he flies too close to the sun.
Bit of a paid actor moment from Puff, not gonna lie. Felt a bit hypey on Strive. Wanted the reset from the kill, thinking to get out, but you're against a Thresh. And iBoy is able to chunk you out pretty large at this moment. We'll take a look at the replay again, because the whole of TT are dealing with Cube. Hook starts up onto Leyan, which means nothing, but 4 members on top of Cube trying to take him down as he flashes away. New's doing the same thing in the backline, but it's a Gragas. Gragas versus Sion. We know the difference here. You all do. You're all challenger. RA are now set in a really good position where Strive and iBoy can start hitting away, but this is what I want to focus on. Chieftain buying time and the beautiful hook from SouthWind. Once again, TT are brought back in. Chieftain sacrificing his life for an almost collapse from the rest of his team. And even though Dragon goes down, I want to point out that TT, if they get this hook, fight looks a little bit more even.
I can't believe Puss flashes for this. I can't believe
There's a Thresh there. Oh my god.
Oh my god, my dude. In the picture you did see Leyan had to burn his Crescent Guard. He got caught out by SouthWind and the rest in mid lane from TT. So that tool will not be available for a little bit longer. If they utilize the Rift Herald in top side to create a distraction, so that doesn't really matter. The Vaporizer connects, and almost half of Yuyanja's health out with the Mega Death Rocket on top of it. Here comes Chieftain with the devastating charge. Doesn't want to commit to the fight just yet. SouthWind maybe with the hook over the wall. Not finding it just yet. It's close, but not going to be there.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this could be going to a game 3. However, we talked about picks from TT and how they operate. I want to point out that UCal is a Veigar with Banshee's Veil. So, at this point, yes, he has a lot of CC, but we're not talking like either Horizon focus on the rarity of the build. We see a lot of builds from Veigar. I think as well, things like Rabadon's 3rd or 4th, Void Staff early on. Shadow Flame, a really good item, especially in this game when we're looking at a Sion. And a lot of the time for UCal, Cube is into that back line and he kind of has to disengage and build space. So I think Shadow Flame would have been a really nice item, a small 2 cents of criticism. As Baron's alive, but TT, despite being 4K gold down, actually have a lot of priority in this river.
Because they have the pick tools, as we were kind of mentioning, right? There's hooks on both sides, but Chieftain has been huge with the onslaughts of shadows. Onslaught of shadows, I guess, in plural form. But the fact that you have, that's still available for TT, even if they do find themselves down, is so crucial, because a lot of that quick decision-making was exactly how they got back into the game last time.
Yeah. Very true. I mean, for RA, they threw away the early game as well. So if we're talking decision-making, I'm not going to put any kind of respect for now on these two teams. And people might be tuning in as Leyan. Oh, no!
Leyan caught. He has Crescent. What does it matter?
What were we just saying?
Yuyanja can't do the same. Monkey see, monkey don't. As SouthWind was able to make that difference there in that fight. And now they don't have a jungler as Baron on the table for TT.
I mean, what were we just saying? Decision-making's not going to be a conversation in this game because RA is solo deep-warding. Strive almost caught as well. They're playing with fire right now, and I'm surprised RA are not getting more burn.
TT are having some struggles in the side lane. Nu is not having a fun time against Cube here. Cube is
it's a floppy disc battle, though.
Like, it's literally so difficult to do anything. You see Cube is actually winning out very heavily on the trades there, so that means that, TT finding something across the map and trying to get something with it is even more crucial.
I mean, I will say they got Leyan with a nice pick there, but it doesn't really net anything. Able to de-ward a little bit towards Baron, but for RA, they've got control wards towards the river. They've actually still got majority vision advantage.
Oh, he's unstoppable. No.
Nice.
They tried to get the cask onto him, but he's too quick, too clean.
Cube on Sion. Something we saw a lot in his debut when Cube actually... Yeah, he debuted on the Vici Gaming lineup. Nice SouthWind, help out the jungle, or at least mid. I want to point out that his tank builds were huge, and now with no mana, maybe I spoke too early.
Really want this here, as they're going to commit to it. The Averted Horizon is there, but the rest of RA are coming here to help him. This is all just a distraction. Leyan is now here with the Crescent Guard to separate here as Gravitum connects onto Nu. That's not the target you need to get to. The body slam, get out. Now TT feels just fine. Reinvigorated here as they turn back towards this dragon. TP now coming in from Cube. He has not the onslaught or the unstoppable.
Dude, Strive has package. Why are they here? Strive has package.
There we go, the AoE, but the onslaught of shadows there, and now the package across means that TT are dusted in the preliminary parts of the fight. You still have Puff, you still got Nu, you still got Chieftain, but now Nu is out of the fight, and it's a 4v3. Nu still caught out here, but makes it out alive, and Puff is the damage dealer. Cass coming away. Nu dies to the rocket of Strive.
There's a package on a Corki, you're in a choke. If you look at that, you think, should we bunch up? Should we bunch up against the
I got your answer, yes.
And that's such a big front line. Well, that's Dragon Soul given over. It feels like we're going to a game 3 with how this is being played out by TT, and after this almost pick on Cube with not enough damage, I don't know, I'm kind of perplexed here as Hook goes a little shy. I don't know what TT can do. iBoy versus the world. Wow,
iBoy's gonna do it. The unstoppable onslaught from the side, and they wipe house with TT. It's just a snowball from hell here, and RA taking it down the hill. Now we got pings onto the Baron for RA, and iBoy feeling himself on this Aphelios.
Oh my god. Well, yeah, definitely a game 3 kind of vibe here. All right, gonna start the Baron Mazel. SouthWind wants to hook in Leyan, and I like his pathing around it while there's no jungler.
They do get the hook, but Leyan pops the Crescent Guard. The Event Horizon not going to be too much, but the Dark Passage there to get him out. Baron's about to half health here. New can be a bit rambunctious if he wants to. I think they're going to try to steal this one. The hook goes wide just a little bit, 2,000 health. Leyan should be able to just smite this one away. This should be easy.
Oh my god! What? How does he get that? Leyan had the smite. The cast comes out, and Cal again. TT just somehow find it.
Dude, it's a Veigar with the explosive cask, CCing Leyan. Even without smite, you gotta watch out for the Veigar. I don't know which replay this is gonna be. It's gonna be around Baron. Let's watch it again in slow-mo, Mazel, because it's the ult from New that is so huge here. Look at the explosive cast timing. They have full vision on this. Explosive cast at 900.
The smite came down too early.
Too early.
Oh no! And this is horror time. This is literally nightmares in person, because this is exactly what happened last game when TT were able to turn it around.
And RA around the Barons, just stop it. Just stop doing it. This is the second time in this series that RA have thrown so much away from their Barons. Now, New might be caught out, so I'll pause.
That is going to be a big catch out, though, as New is that tanky frontliner. Can he get out? Has some tankiness to himself, but it's buying a lot of time. The rest of TT are on their way down here. He's still alive. Leyan can't get away from this. The Dark Passage was already utilized. He does burn the flash. The Onslaught of Shadows goes in, but Chieftain gets the knockback onto him. Big hook onto Chieftain, though. They've got the damage to take down the TT jungler. They finally get Leyan, but it's just a trade for a trade, and that's a 2-for-1 in favor of RA.
It really is. iBoy even coming in off the wing on SouthWind, so game balance is back a little bit. Baron buff taken off the 2 members, I believe. I'm not sure if Chieftain was live when the steal came through. And, you know, off the steal of a Baron, TT felt like they were back in, but then, like last game, RA finds something as well. I guess TT are going to win this game because that's how this series has gone. Baron throw, a bit of a throw from the Baron team, which has always been TT. And then
Puff actually does damage now. It's amazing.
He does. LDR picked up and 3-item Jinx, so getting well and truly on the way. Mazel, I don't know, man. This series, once again, I called GG too early, just like I did in the first game, where I said that, oh, RA, just, you know, what do you do now here as TT? Apparently, steal Barons and you keep the game going longer.
Yeah, apparently. Side lane tower will be the target for RA, though, as they do secure that nice little bit of gold in their pocket. But TT looking at this mid lane now. Get Puff and Cal a little bit more of that pressure. TP utilized from Shrive, though, to get back to this mid lane. Maybe they have the wave clear, fight through this Baron buff.
Okay. Well, things are going down. That's a flank. Cube's hit.
Oh, my goodness. He is so fast. He just made it through there. Is a very tanky boy. Not exactly the one you want to catch out. iBoy, though,
that's
ulti.
Close
to the fire.
Mazel, that's ulti. That's teleport used from Cube. So not every day you get that amazing flank angle. So mitigated by TT, and now they're positioning aggressive with Leyan spotted on the wing. They want to go for this with Predator.
Right in there, they catch it onto Cube, but Cube is very tanky, as we've said. The Moonlight Vision goes wide. Leyan on the flank here, Crescent Guard onto Puff, but they've stacked up TT now, and the AoE is coming down as well. You've got so much damage coming out from iBoy and Strive here, and TT are looking like they're in some hurt, as New is dead too. That is 3 kills immediately claimed for RA, and they want to push us to game 3.
What? Puff was just left alone. TT decided we're going to tunnel vision on a Sion without the one person that's going to split him apart. That's going to do the damage onto this front line. Like, TT just left. A poor Puff, dude. Absolutely abandoned. Literally, like his father went away to the convenience store for a pack of cigarettes but never came back. That's how heartbreaking it is for the AD carry of TT. Are you ready for the replay, Mazel? Because honestly, I don't want to, you know, be this cruel. But this series is bringing the worst out of me as we start with the hook on the Q. Now, Mazel, you see this. You're like, okay.
It's not the focus, man.
You, Cal's like, I'm going to go left. We're going to leave Puff. We hooked a Sion. And Puff, of course, he's the first one to die. I don't know. Replay takes care of itself.
It really does. And RA, you know, finding that extra little bit of in their composition there with Cube being a big distraction and taking a lot of TT's attention. It's still that decision making, that quick calling from TT that can be the doom of RA, but they're setting themselves up beautifully here with consecutive fights like that.
Well, SouthWind wants a hook. Now, folks at home, SouthWind needs a hook. Strive or iBoy, but Strive has package.
He
And
does have
Elder's
package.
coming up as well. So I'm kind of worried about TT.
Onslaught. Unstoppable Onslaught's available for Cube too. You see TT running away. They don't have the setup they want because RA are forcing the fight here. Cube walking into the Event Horizon will pop that Unstoppable Onslaught. Here they go. Cass goes out to separate it, but Puff is already getting bursted down. Yucal is the one here, but that's a big Mega Death Rock. It does not matter. Yucal, the only one that's left at full health, the only one that's left to do anything. He flashes over the wall. He's just buying a little bit of time here. Event Horizon there will get the stuns, but the game goes to RA, and baby, we're going the distance.
Dude, TT just outmatched, and Cube is my MVP flat out. On this Sion, Cube has been instrumental in taking us to this final game and needs respect after, you know, he came into the LPL on this huge champion and is shutting TT up on it in game 2.
Absolutely. 7-2 on the Sion. His opposing top laner 0-7 on the Gragas. We knew had an incredible performance on the Gragas in game number 1. Game 2 is night and day. RA do not slip up. They do not stumble, and they slam home the victory. And now it is tied 1-1.
But they need to stop doing Barons. Let's be real. Stop doing
Let's be
Barons
real.
50-50. In full vision, they're like, okay, they don't have Smite. And against a Gragas, there's a lot of predictability in this series that both teams are not looking at. And it must be really hard